Hello everyone, let's finish off some Riley and Rochelle, shall we? Last time, what can I remember from last time? Not too much, honestly. Where's my continue button not working? Ooh, exciting. Where did the summer go? Last time, Riley met Neve, and Rochelle was doing some stuff that I can't remember. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, she met Sabrina. And Sabrina was her recording executive. That's right, that's right. I remember this stuff now. And for Riley, he was with Ola. Yeah, Ola and Neve, yeah. Alrighty. And that's right, we did all of this last time. We've also got the music quiz that we could do, but I can't be bothered right now. Let's start off with the end of tour, shall we? What a crazy years. How many shows have I played? Feels like this tour has been going on forever. I mean, it's been awesome. I've been to every continent, every city, met so many great people, and the fans, they're nuts. So grateful to have an audience like mine. I have to admit, I'm very happy today is the last day of the tour. Ants have taken me out to dinner, and my foot is finally feeling better. Took so long to heal. The doctor said it was because I didn't rest. I told him I'm not the type of person to sit around and se pomnier de le coup, as my mum used to say. I don't know any French. My French is terrible. At least now I can get back to writing my own stuff. I worked on a ton of ideas on the road and want to use this downtime to finish tracks for my next album. I'm so proud of the last few songs I wrote. Summer in particular has this incredible vibe. This album is going to blow everyone away. Sabrina is bringing it into a meeting with the label. She thinks they will absolutely love it. Truly can't wait for this music to be released. This is everything I've worked for. Okay. And what evidence do we have right now? A Greek newspaper. From ruptures to fractures. Oh, that's a good title. Singer vows to continue run of shows. Singer Rochelle Robert spent the night in Patras General Hospital after falling off the stage at the Poseidon Amphitheatre. She'd been entertaining a crowd of several thousand wealthy denizens when the mishap occurred. For 20 days of the tour still to run, there were grave doubts as to whether the dates would need to be cancelled. However, it is reported that the shows will continue as planned. The singer is very popular in Greece, particularly among the parties there, including the new president, Konstantinos Stefanopoulos. However, the singer has had a rocky reception in the US despite massive sales, being booed at the BMAs. It has also been accompanied for much of the tour by diplomat Aunt Andino, with whom she has become fast friends. Oh, interesting. Sure, let's put on Rochelle unreleased. So this all happened in June 20th in the Athens Herald. Don't know exactly what year yet, but if we go back here, this was previously in 1994. It seems like it's going in all rough order, right? This one happened in 1994, but the rest happened in 93. I can't move them around like we could in the last game. So the end of tour was 20 days after. So it was on the good old 40th of April, everyone's favorite day. Now, if I remember correctly, which I don't, it's 30 days in April. So 20 days after would be the 10th of May. And then we'll just put in 1994 and check. Damn. Okay. Let's just double check that that one was Greek newspaper, June 20th. Oh, it's for July. How many days does June have? 30 as well. 20 days of the tour. So 20 days, so it would be the 10th. The July 10th. July, and let's try 1994. Damn, alrighty. I won't try any other dates, I'll just have a think about it for now. Neve wanted to rented Strong for us to watch on VHS. I mean, wow, what a terrible movie. Cheesy, stupid, boring, and what is up with the amount of orange juice Steven Seagal is drinking? I've not seen this movie. Is it, was that in the script? The guy is chugging it back by the gallon in every scene. It must be a sponsorship, right? Neve loved it, and the orange juice thing didn't bother her at all. Almost got in an argument about it. Had to change the subject pretty quick. I'm really into Neve, but she can be so incredibly stubborn sometimes. Maybe we're not as compatible as I thought. Actually, she's coming with me to the house drums tomorrow night. It's cool to be nominated, at least all I think so. Honestly, I'm not sure what the big deal is. What a life. Alrighty, Riley, what have you got up to? The full review.
Now returning to Film 96 with Rich Gleason.
I Am Cody, which swept the Hallstrom Awards in February this year, is the indie debut film by the LaBeouf brothers. It tells the story of a young man in a small town trying to make sense of things. Let's take a look at it.
Life moves pretty slow in Allensville. My family ain't doing so well.
I'm afraid your mother may not make it this way.
But you know, life's okay, though. School's always a drag.
Okay, class. Put away your books. It's time to learn about real life.
Then there's my cousin Roscoe.
Pretty quiet, isn't he?
He's a mute. He's been that way since the plane crashed into my house. That's all about to change.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. Do you guys sell gum here?
Sure. You new here? I'm Cody.
The film is a poignant and memorable piece of work, full of compelling performances. Particularly notable is Riley Stone as the mute cousin Roscoe. Stone also contributed the melancholic score and is certainly a talent to watch. I can strongly recommend it. Coming up, Julia Roberts' new movie is a total stinker.
So we didn't really get to hear what year that was, right? What was at the start here?
Now returning to Film 96 with Rich Gleason.
I Am Cody, which swept the Hallstrom Awards in February this year, is the indie debut film by the LaBeouf brothers. It tells the story of a young man in a small town.
The film sounds hilarious. So it starts off with Film 96. So it might be 1996 that he was in the film. Let's have a listen to the voicemail from Sabrina as well.
Rochelle, it's Sabrina Sawyer here. Sorry for the bloody noise. Christ, the fucking saints alive. I can barely hear myself think. I'm at a payphone on 49th Street. I just got out of a meeting with Adam Take My Wife Johnson, and I am so angry I'd like to walk back in there and take a cricket bat to all the gold discs on his wall. Rochelle, I'm really sorry. They're not going to put out Summer as a single or the album at all. They say no one will believe that you can write songs, so they won't buy it. I said, well, listen to the fucking record then. Summer is obviously a bona fide smash. Who even cares if you wrote it? And they said it wasn't contemporary enough. I told Adam this was unacceptable, that you'd played every measly little taverner and amphitheatre in the Peloponnese at their behest, and the very least they could do is give you a chance. Anyway, they want you to go and work with Frida Samsberg, the Swedish hitmaker. I've heard some funny things about her, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to Sweden. We're going to make a massive hit. And when it's all over, either the label will let you do whatever you want, or we'll ditch them. Sound good? Okay. Obviously not the news you wanted on your birthday. I'm so sorry. I'll catch you on Monday. Bye. Okay,
so that was on Rochelle's birthday. Got the voicemail from Swede about Summer. Summer came out, if we go to the music here. This one? This way. Let's go this way. Yeah. 1996. So this is all 1996, 1995 around here. So let's put 1996 in. All the work I've done is some record label executives, a room full of white men think that they know what's best for me. They want me to take a different direction. What does that even mean? They can't trust me to make my own decisions. I'm a grown, independent woman with a mind of my own. Why does it always feel like there's someone standing in the doorway of my career, blocking my path? Many years have gone since you went away, but I'll think of you till my last day. Run to me. The song keeps running through my head, and now nobody will ever hear it. I feel like I've just come off the stage at the Spectrum again, like everything is collapsing around me. I'm embarrassed and angry and humiliated. Thank goodness I have Sabrina. She is intense, but we'll figure this one out together. Yeah, fair. I think that Sabrina's probably the best for you, unless we find out something crazy about her in the future. So when's Rochelle's birthday? Did we find it out previously? I really should have read my notes. And then there, that's about Riley anyway. Rochelle. No. Nope. I think that was in the early stuff, wasn't it? There was like stuff about what's the guy name? Osmond? I met Amy. Yeah. And Spectrum. Right. Yeah, that's when she was singing stuff about Osmond. That Osmond had wrote. Rochelle, leaving home. I'm leaving with Osmond. Right, this is where she had problems with Stephanie because she broke up with Stephanie and then went with Osmond. Even though Osmond was a dickhole and just used her. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. I don't see anything about her birthday, but that might just be because I'm bored. Like I'm blind. That's the word. Oh. Ah. Cheating. So, do we have an album from when she was on tour? What's this one? This one? Yeah. So Riley at the Film Awards 1995. She's coming with a cool house from somewhere not wrong. Alright, let's find out when Strong from Steven Seagal came out. Steven Seagal. I don't think there's a movie called Strong. I was gonna watch it. Movie. So no. Let's watch. There was a Jamie Lee Curtis, was it? Or Jamie? It was Jamie someone that was mentioned in the audio here.
Now returning to Film 96 with Rich Gleason.
Talent to watch. I can strongly recommend it. Coming up, Julia Roberts' new movie is a total stinker.
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts' new movie.
Julia Roberts. Bad movie. 1996-ish. I Love Trouble. 1994. Roberts was in Friends. There must be 1994. And then let's have a listen to Backstage Pass.
I'm Trent Trojan. Next on Backstage Pass, the world's greatest songwriter meets an up-and-coming star. But all does not go smoothly.
Oh no.
In 1996, Frida got a chance to work with new star Rochelle Robert. Rochelle needed songs for her upcoming album. She flew to Sweden to work with Frida and her team. However, little did they know, trouble was up ahead.
Ooh.
I was very excited to work with Rochelle. I loved her voice, her look, everything. However,
Oh, this is Sweden.
seemed pleased to see me.
Unknown to Frida, Rochelle's record label had recently passed on her own songs, something she was very unhappy about,
I'll
as
be
told by
an
her
advocate.
manager, Sabrina Sawyer.
Rochelle was in a bad place. She had come off a grueling tour and just wanted to finally make her own music. This was a kick in the teeth to her.
The two reached a truce and started writing. Quickly, though, trouble reared its head.
Rochelle can be, how can I say, a bit of a diva. She could be very demanding. I have never had someone ask for so many air fresheners. We live far outside of Gothenburg, and such things were in short supply, especially the day before Christmas Eve. She
Before
also
Christmas.
wore earbuds for most of the sessions, which is hardly flattering.
Rochelle was struggling to breathe due to the copious amounts of weed smoked by Samsberg's crew in the tiny basement recording space. It was also ear-splittingly loud, even when producing ballads.
Nevertheless, one song in particular began to take shape.
When I first wrote the chords to What It Takes, I knew we had a hit on our hands. You just listen to it. You can hear the emotion.
What It Takes would be the lead track from the movie of the same name and would receive an Oscar nomination. Samsberg's entry into songwriting's Hall of Fame seemed all but secure. Coming up, Samsberg teams up with American songwriter Professor Jones with unexpected results.
Look, if I knew he was into that stuff, I'd have never worked with him.
Coming up on Backstage Pass.
Okay. So we learned a lot in good old Backstage Pass there. We learned that Rochelle was in Sweden. All the Swede smoke, yeah. That was in Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is the 25th of December, is that right? Or is it the 24th? 24th. And so the day before would be that. And then we know that she was Oscar nominated for some kind of movie. She wrote all the songs for it, right? And then no, it wasn't Summer. It was this one. What It Takes, yeah, from the hit movie. In 1997, but it's probably 1996 when she wrote all the songs. So let's put 96. That could be 1997. Yeah, alrighty. Neve and I broke up. Well, she dumped me. It wasn't working that I was the same guy she first met. What in the hell is that supposed to mean? I should have seen it coming. Hope all is okay. Hope she's not getting in the middle of anything. Her and Neve are so close. Like it's hard in the moment. Just want to get back into writing. I've been so caught up in all this lame stuff that's supposed to be career forward, but I don't know. I feel like I'm disappearing, like my soul is evaporating. Maybe things would be easier if I was a ghost. This Lexus is destroying me. Who knew a luxury vehicle would be a total pain in the ass? Took into the garage to fix a brake light, $340. Now I gotta pay for them by the 12th in 2 days. What's up with that? Shouldn't trade in for something else, something I can afford. Jeez, what was I thinking? Spaceland last night, thank yous. Orla, Gary, Richie, and Laura. So, we know that Spaceland happened last night. Whatever that's supposed to be. So let's have a look at our little evidence here. Riley Stone. August 1996. I am a spaceman. 8 p.m. Yeah, do you consider yourself a critics museum? I get that, but I'm also aware that people can use a claim to beat you over the head with. As a musician, I have to make a living without worrying about being accused of selling out constantly. That's an interesting point. Do you think you can maybe make great music without selling out? Not even the point. I shouldn't have to be worried all the time if my sneakers are cool enough. You garnered quite, that reminds me of Mike Posner a little bit. You garnered quite a reputation as an authentic and real songwriter. You also helped save the whales, the orcas actually. Saved a New Orleans Jazz Club, debated the ESRB on PBS, but recently you've received some backlash for doing a car commercial. Do you think that was the right thing to do for your image? Honestly, it doesn't interest me. I really wish I wasn't put in a box, but it sucks. I don't want some person's vision of credibility to be my currency. It should all be about the music. You're wrapping up your residency tomorrow? I am. Spaceland. But we don't know what tomorrow is. This is just August 1996. So, if we put in August 1996 somewhere in here. It could also be September 1996. But the 1st of September. If it was last night, right? So if it was on the 30th of August, for example. Now, wrapping up your residency tomorrow. Got home thinking of saltfish and sea salt and fish guts from being out on SF Bay all day. May have to burn my clothes because they smell so bad. My favorite pleat shirt. My hair is going to be rank for days. Hope Neve doesn't mind. I was on the phone with Oliver. She's trying to convince me to let Lexus use Sleepers for a TV commercial. Oh, this is where Sleepers came out. Something about their campaign for smooth and dreamlike comfort. The whole thing is kind of gross. I wrote that song while walking home from a house party in the middle of the night. Does not scream ergonomic headrest to me. What would Tom Waits do? I'm torn, but I'm going through with it. Or I won't let it go. The money is insane and they're sending me a car. Jesus. I'll look like some high roller pulling up to the Troubadour on that thing. Buy some suspenders as well. Go film Michael Douglas. No, don't do that. I feel like a sellout. Speaking of which, the Hallstrom trophy finally arrived. 4 months to the day. Nuts. Okay, so we figure out when this happened. We can also figure out when the Hallstrom trophy arrived. And this is when he went out to save the orcas. Okay. And we know that this is when Sleepers came out. So let's have a look when Sleepers came out, which was back this way. It means I pressed the right button, if that makes sense. 1996. Alrighty, I'm gonna leave this one on, I like it. 1996. Was when the car. Right, we already knew that actually, but we don't know what exact day. That wall is okay. Oh, the 12th in 2 days. So this is the 10th? I feel like because I'm reading them out, like out loud, I'm not thinking about them as much. I should have pointed out that that was the 12th. But also, when I speak out loud, I also think about them more sometimes. When I'm often playing games by myself, like just alone, not recording, I generally am a little bit slower on the uptake of things. So I find that talking out loud does help sometimes. But let's have a look at, put that down for a bit. Let's have a look at Save the Orcas. So this is in 1996, edition 6, monthly members news edition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month is June. Yeah. This has been an incredible full month of news for all in the orchid protection community, and particularly with our large-scale fresco protest, as well as extensive fundraising efforts. We'd like to thank everyone and see you next month. San Fresco boat test is a success. Well done to all our members who took to the bay on the 23rd to protest illegal orca trawling, and particularly we'd like to thank Riley Stone, who largely orchestrated the whole venture. Riley has been a tireless campaigner, and we wish him the best of luck. Orca porkers. We reach out to Congressman Davis over his shameful remarks that the orca meat he ate in Japan tastes just like pork. These dangerous comments only serve to encourage more illegal fishing. We hope to secure an apology shortly. Orca tastes like pork? Maybe. But no, I've never eaten that. Have you ever eaten an orca? Sign out in the comments. So this was the 20-something. 23rd of June. 99. Yeah, and so 4 months to the day. So the second month, so February, 23rd of February. Husband. So this is 22nd of February. So, because it was Ostrom's tomorrow night, or the film awards. That's why. Now summer. This is when we found out that they wanted to get a suite on. So let's have a look at that stuff again. So this was this, right?
Rochelle, it's Sabrina Sawyer here. Sorry for the bloody noise. Christ the fucking saints alive, I can barely hear myself think. I'm at a payphone on 49th Street. I just got out of a meeting with Adam, take my wife, Johnson, and I am so angry I'd like to walk back in there and take a cricket bat to all the gold discs on his wall. Rochelle, I'm really sorry. They're not going to put out Summer as a single or the album at all. They say no one will believe that you can write songs, so they won't buy it. I said, well, listen to the fucking record then. Summer is obviously a bona fide smash. Who even cares if you wrote it? And they said it wasn't contemporary enough. I told Adam this was unacceptable, that you'd played every measly little tavern and amphitheatre in the Peloponnese at their behest. At the very least they could do is give you a chance.
Exactly.
Anyway, they want you to go and work with Frida Samsberg, the Swedish hitmaker. I've heard some funny things about her, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to Sweden. We're going to make a massive hit. And when it's all over, either the label will let you do whatever you want, or we'll ditch them. Sounds good? Okay. Obviously not the news you wanted on your birthday. I'm so sorry. I'll catch you on Monday. Bye.
Right. So we need to know Rochelle's birthday. Birthday. What is that always? Maybe if I listen, because there's one that I've always wanted to listen to, which is all the way back here. This one. Because maybe this will have her birthday in it. Or is it gonna just singing in French? It's a banger though, for sure. Okay, they did not give us any answers like I wanted. I wished her a happy birthday, so this is Stephanie's birthday. 11th of October. It should be 11. No. It's her birthday on here. No. Alrighty. Peace. No. Okay. Let's put on another song of Rochelle while we look into this. Just so that you guys don't have to hear me say no, no, or...
Hey, this is our last song. Goodbye, 1991.
La journée avec toi, je veux que ça ne finisse jamais. À nouveau, un cœur brisé. Avec la plaine, je te veux, je t'aime, je le sais. Ça ne peut pas m'arriver. Tu brilles comme le soleil un jour d'été. Avec toi, rien d'autre n'existe, tu sais que c'est vrai. Non, il n'y a rien à discuter, tout finira comme ça. J'oublie qui tu es devenu. Je serai mieux toute seule. Le jour sans toi et je me sens comme une nouvelle femme. Pas besoin de cœur brisé. Je me retrouve avec
This one's good as well.
d'une dame. C'était jamais arrivé. Tu seras tout triste et tout seul.
I was today. Another thing that's playing around me.
Le bonheur est un sentiment que j'adore. Non, il n'y
Yeah.
a rien à discuter, tout finira comme ça. J'oublie qui tu es devenu. Je serai mieux toute seule, toute seule. Voilà, toute seule.
Right. Oh, this is, yeah, the Jamie Lee Curtis Steven Seagal, which was terrible, right? Letter from Sadie. That's it was what's his name? Riley's. And here we are back. And I still did not find out anything about her bloody birthday. Do we have any idea when her birthday would be? I don't even know whether I know how old.
Now returning to Film 96 with Rich Gleason.
Right, this
I
is
am
about
Courage,
Riley.
which swept the Hallstrom Award.
I'm Trent Trojan. Next on Backstage Pass, the world's
Hey,
greatest
listen to this
songwriter
again.
meets an up-and-coming star. But all does not go smoothly. In 1996, Frida got a chance to work with new star Rochelle. Rochelle needed songs for her upcoming album. She flew to Sweden to work with Frida and her team. However, little did they know, trouble was up ahead.
I was very excited to work with Rochelle. I loved her voice, her look, everything. However, she did not seem pleased to see me.
Unknown to Frida, Rochelle's record label had recently passed on her own songs, something she was very unhappy about, as told by her manager, Sabrina Sawyer.
Rochelle was in a bad place. She had come off a grueling tour and just wanted to finally make her own music. This was a kick in the teeth to her.
The two reached a truce and started writing. Quickly, though, trouble reared its head.
Rochelle can be, how can I say, a bit of a diva. She could be very demanding. I have never had someone ask for so many air fresheners. We were far outside of Gothenburg, and such things were in short supply, especially the day.
Imagine that being called a diva just because you're asking for air fresheners to get rid of the smell of weed.
Before Christmas Eve. She also wore earbuds for most of the sessions, which is hardly flattering.
Yeah,
Rochelle was struggling
it's
to
loud.
breathe due to the copious amounts of weed smoked by Samsberg's crew in the tiny basement recording space. It was also ear-splittingly loud, even when producing ballads.
Nevertheless, one song in particular began to take shape.
When I first wrote the chords to What It Takes,
Right.
I knew we had a hit on our hands. You just listen to it. You can hear the emotion.
What It Takes would be the lead track from the movie of the same name and would receive an Oscar nomination. Samsberg's entry into songwriting's Hall of Fame seemed all but secure. Coming up, Samsberg teams up with American songwriter Professor Jones with unexpected results.
Look, if I knew he was into that stuff, I'd have never worked with him.
Coming up on Backstage Pass.
Go get a hint. First deck. Right. This is just the answer. This is visual detector. Quiet. Look at objects that bring out a place. Okay. Well, while we're here, let's do the little music quiz, shall we? Really take a look at these reviews and see if we can work out what tracks they are. Welcomes you warmly into the bliss of sleep by Inside Music.
But I know her sweetness, and I know her fall.
Oh, I could see myself falling for this.
Love, I'm not taking.
Not that one for sure.
My love's not working. Baby's at the door, taking up. Just like a rod here in its place. But
Hey, is it?
Definitely not.
sing, sing when you have to. I want you by my side.
Really?
Everybody.
I'll be this one, right? Yeah. This one's easy. This one is this one, right? I just
song.
go Bearz.
Goodbye 1991.
This will be strong. Strong. 20 acoustics going to dueting vocal. So this will probably be the one that's by RRR. But I can't remember what that one is. This one? Yeah, 20 acoustic guitars. Really? Okay. Oh, I wanted to listen to that one, not check it. He may have a loaded gun, but Stone is pulling no. Yeah, so we know that this is Riley. But anything that's Rochelle's done is not correct. It's not that one, it's not that one. Might be this one. Loaded gun, we need to hit that.
And into the future feels like rain. Gather all your feelings, stay the same. Oh, you're stupid now.
I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a heart-stopping rock ballad, but I'm going to check it anyway. I know some is Rochelle. Oh, this will be at Cowboy.
Next to you is where I call my home.
Yeah. All the sweeping guitars and the vocals, Stone starring has to bring tears to my eyes. The Hammond organ in the intro is so gorgeous. Organ intro. That one doesn't have an organ. That one doesn't have an organ. I think this one has an organ, right? Not necessarily. Oh, this one. Yeah. A wicked song reminiscent of some Velvet Morning and Ennio Morricone. Great Bearz. I don't know any of those bands. Film and Focus. It's interesting, because we know that Do You is from a film. But let's try this. No? Okay. Great Bearz. I'll be a Rochelle one, yeah. Merry Christmas. I feel like it must be Ghost. Because Ghost has got her sin and... No? Okay. It'd be good if I knew who Velvet Morning or Ennio Morricone is, but... We've already chosen, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Maybe I ever listened to some Velvet. Okay, it was that one. From her previous... Oh, this will be Ghost. The glitching new vocals. Stone's 99 Ninja Boot. It'll be Do You? No, 99 Ninja Boot. No. Yeah, this one. In 3/4, this is a gorgeous wash and cassette noise. Of utterly cheesy Rebbe Robot. A sinuous guitar solo brings in 3 minutes. Oh, there's not this one because this is Riley. It's not this one because that's not a guitar soldier. That's not. Maybe this one. This is a guitar. Beautiful nylon string guitar ushers into the final verse. Do you want to listen to that one? Again, I have no idea what a nylon string guitar is.
You get it on the run. You get it when the dead. You find it in my arms.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, this one. Listen to that. No? Fine, I'll check all of Rochelle's and songs. Is it? Nylon guitar?
The night, take my hand, hold tight on.
You get it on the run. You get it when the day is done. Oh Lord, I'm coming home to you, love. You find it in my arms.
Anyway, let's have a listen. Do you reckon Baby's got the radio on and it's surely playing this tune? I reckon it's more Riley.
Gather all your feelings.
This is probably my favorite song in the game so far.
Oh, you're stupid now. Just a simple kid.
No? Okay. But this one never came out. So surely, rock version, you're wrong. It was unreleased. The future may feel like rain. We should have had this one earlier because I know that the lyrics for that one are it feels like rain. Well, we still didn't find out anything to do with Rochelle's bloody birthday. Summer. I feel like it's summer. Can we listen to Summer? Why not? Well, we're listening to Summer now. Let's listen to it the whole way through.
Baby's got the radio on. Summertime. Only the engine run. Baby, you're mine. Run to me. Run to me. Soft to the touch in the summer breeze. I need to know. I need to know. Where did the summer go? Underneath the willow tree. Everywhere I followed, it was so. How did a horse collide underneath the willow tree? Everything I wanted by your side.
This is really like a good old ballad from the Peoples. Let's have a look. I was just thinking of something while that was playing. And I want to have a look back at some other evidence that we've got about Riley. This one in particular.
Alright. Welcome
If her birthday is mentioned in here.
ARC Montreal. That was a new song by Phil Collins. Hey, isn't he the guy who lost the arm? I guess. Anyway, we have a showcase tomorrow night. Who is launching her new record? Manager Osman Ozdemir. Good evening, Osman.
And a very good evening to you, Davy.
So, you've been touring all around, haven't you?
Yes, Davy, we've been all over, building up to this big showcase. Rochelle is going to show the world what she's all about.
Yes, all the Legion Halls and the Sugar Shacks, I hear. Go ahead, tell me about the record.
It is a French language record of new wave pop music, but classy, you know? It is all written and produced by myself. It is a labor of love, which I've been working very hard on. I myself have spent over a year in the studio putting together the songs, plus, of course, a lifetime of dreaming.
Yes, we were talking before the show. You have quite an interesting story. You were in Eurovision?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can remember the rest of that conversation. I don't think it has got a birthday in it. Who's this? This is,
Wolf is writing. I do it all myself. Sometimes I have co-writers, but all these people said it. I guess I just love making my friend. I had been sitting about watching the most god-awful acts for 3 hours.
oh yeah, this is when, right, yeah. Yeah, that's when Rochelle was discovered. I don't think that will have any information in it. Let's have a listen to this one.
Could you give a little introduction and tell us about yourself?
My name is Stephanie Lavoie. I'm a payroll administrator for the municipal government of Trois-Rivières.
How did you first meet Rochelle?
My parents moved to Trois-Rivières when I was in grade 18th, exactly one week after me. So naturally, we clicked.
Did you first meet Rochelle?
My parents moved to Trois-Rivières when I was in grade 2. I didn't know anyone, and I remember being really nervous. I met Rochelle at the local YMCA. She was born October 18th.
Okay.
Exactly one.
October 18th. I knew it was somewhere, but I just couldn't remember where. Again, this is why you shouldn't have breaks between playing games. October 11th. Incorrect. Not 1996. October 18th. October 18th? Oh, it was, apparently. I'm just not thinking today, apparently.
Hey, Neeb, how's it going? I've seen your notes. This is great stuff, but they're going to meet, right? This is a love story, right?
Patience, Dan. I'm just getting started on it. Next up, it's Oscars night.
On to the main event. I'm loving the story so far, though. And your sister, what a character. I adore her. Say, did you and Riley actually get together at Thanksgiving?
Funnily enough, Riley had an unexpected allergic reaction to the cheesecake and spent most of the evening with his head in Orla's toilet bowl. We had our first date shortly after.
A witty comic set piece. Excellent stuff. Catch you soon. Keep it up.
Wow. I wonder what Riley was alluding to. The cheesecake thing. What it takes. He must know if he's allergic to dairy, right? So, probably not that. Alrighty. Brandon. Radio apology. Meet cute, date with Riley, date with Rochelle, recording with Rochelle. Ooh, we're getting all this spicy stuff now. Let's have a look, eh? Review of Cowboy and What It Takes. What a preposterous film. Full of hokum, troubling historical revisionism and slopping performances. Charlie Sheen stars as a Vietnam Special Forces soldier parachuted behind enemy lines who is captured and falls in love with the leader's daughter, Demi Moore, in an inexplicable piece of casting. The film was offered up for sacrifice in several categories, including Best Supporting Actor Val Kilmer and Best Song Rochelle Robert and Brandon Boyton. Robert's effort is widely expected to win its category despite its laughable incongruity in a period piece. Cowboy, a wonderful follow-up to I Am Cody from the Lebu brothers. Johnny Depp stars a coke-addled banker, returns to Montana to save his father's rundown ranch, and does so finds love in primary school teacher Winona Ryder. Nominations include Best Screenplay, Dan T-Bone LaBeouf, and Best Song, Riley Stone. 2 nominees are on a panel for special screenings in the following cities in February. Detroit 15th, Chicago the 17th, Baltimore the 19th, Boston the 21st, and New York the 23rd. Okay. So, what month was that? We don't know. But let's have a look at Brandon. I did a preview of what it takes. The reviews were right about it mostly. I have to say, when Charlie Sheen and DM Demi Moore came charging out of the jungle with the explosions and everything going off around them, then they turn and kiss and my song plays. What a moment. I want to hate this movie, but how can I? In other news, could Brandon be a more offensive human being? He was such an idiot in the press conference today. The director must have been pissed. Brandon went off on some indie guy calling him a meat puppet. I stopped myself from laughing. Then this PR rep swooped in after someone asked him about his alleged Pills edition. Never flipped over the table. Neve jumped on stage, yelled no more questions, and ended the whole event. Thank God. I can't believe I'm working with this tool and that he's got the first 2 verses on my song. Wanted to come in on the second verse, but whose people pushed for him to carry the song. Not how I wrote it. No one ever listens to me. That fortune cookie was right. February is total shit. Honestly, I'm glad to have such a big hit, but what does it really get me? February, and 1997, and the preview. Was that in the good old Oscar thingamajig? I just forgot. Nope. 2 nominees. Alright, 10 off for specials. Yeah. Let's have the press junket.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Obviously,
Oh, it sounds
we're
like a
incredibly
scumbag.
excited for the Best Song nomination. In addition, both Brandon and Rochelle have upcoming tours. So let's take some questions. Yes, you, please.
Hi, Brandon. LA Herald. How do you think things are going since you went solo from your group, B-Fly?
Yeah, things are going great. I think Derek and I agreed that I was the real talent of the group, so it just made sense to step away and
arrogance.
concentrate myself, you know?
Brandon, Detroit listener. In the UK, you have something of a bad boy image. But yesterday, you were called on the radio a gel-spiked meat puppet making shit music. How do you respond to that, Brandon?
Yeah, I know the fucker who said that. And what I'd say is that if you want to wear fucking flannel and moan about how you can't get a girlfriend, the best of luck to you. I just hope we get to meet some point and I'll show him how to say thanks in Belfast.
Celine, Leclerc, Tinois. Rochelle, you're absolutely gorgeous. And of course, Brandon. I mean, whoa. Am I wrong? Or is there something going on with you guys?
I'll take this, Celine. You know, Rochelle and I have been working together very closely. We've really got to know each other well, you know?
I hope you're all taking notes. Right, next question.
Scumbag. A scumbag. Okay. Radio apology, Riley. So we know that that was February 1997, I think. Reason why I think it's 1997 is that's when the movie came out, right? It was. Yeah, 1997. Rochelle and Brandon. Do we know exactly what date though? No idea. From that it was on a preview. And it looks like based on the Oscar thing here, the previews were on the 15th, 17th, 19th, 21st and 23rd. But we didn't, did she say what area was it? Guy calling him such an idiot in the press conference there. Right. But these people, right. Well, did we find out in his PR rep? Okay, so what did he say? What city this was in?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, we're incredibly excited for the Best Song nomination. In addition, both Brandon and Rochelle have upcoming tours. So let's take some questions. Yes, you, please.
Hi, Brandon. LA Herald. How do you think things are going
LA
since you went
Herald?
solo from your group, B-Fly?
Yeah, things are going great. I think Derek and I agreed that I was the real talent of the group, so it just made sense to step away and concentrate myself, you know?
Brandon, Detroit listener. In the
Right.
UK, you have something of a bad boy image. But yesterday, you were called on the radio a gel-spiked meat puppet making shit music. How do you respond to that, Brandon?
Yeah, I know the fucker who said that. And what I'd say is that if you want to wear fucking flannel and moan about how you can't get a girlfriend, the best of luck to you.
It's
I
Detroit.
just hope we get to meet some point and I'll show him how to say thanks in Belfast.
Yeah, it must be.
Claire, Tinois. Rochelle, you're absolutely gorgeous. And of course, Brandon. I mean, whoa. Am I wrong, or is there something going on with you guys?
I'll take this silly. You know, Rochelle and I have been working together very closely. We've really got to know each other well, you know?
Really? All right, let's come back to that one. Let's have a listen to this radio apology.
Wednesday 12th, welcome back to the Real Hour on XFMR Chicago. All real, all the time. We are back with Riley Stone, who is discussing his new song for which he has received an Oscar nomination. Let's hear a bit. So, Riley, what do you think of your fellow nominees?
Yeah, it's cool. There's some good stuff in there.
You're kind of flying the flag for the counterculture, right? You're up against bad boy Brandon and soppy Rochelle Robert. Think you can take him?
Hey, man, I've got a lot of time for Rochelle, particularly the Amy Heron songs. There's some good stuff there. I even wrote down some of the chords in my old notebook from last year.
For real?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool key changes, little tricks and things. Emotionally, it's not my thing, but you can still learn a lot from those songs.
I can see the switchboards start to light up. Seems a lot of people might take exception with some of that. What do you think of Brandon?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's kind of a gel-spiked meat puppet making shit music. You know, a lot of the boy bands, they're really a cancer on music. But, you know, it's too easy to go after just them. I mean, we have to look at the indie community as well. There's too many people just doing it for the paycheck. We gotta keep it real, you know?
Amen, brother. So, I'm quickly going to run down some artists, and you just give me one word to describe them. Tom Waits.
Genius.
Radiohead.
Mind-bending.
Rochelle Robert.
Drippy.
Riley Stone.
Unlovable.
Nice work. Time for a break. Join us in a few minutes.
never listen to this again.
Wednesday 12th, welcome
Instead of
back
the
to the
12th.
Real Hour on XFMR Chicago. All real, all the time.
And
We
then-
are back with Riley Stone, who is discussing his new song for which he has received an Oscar nomination. Let's hear a bit.
Right, yeah, Cowboys, yeah. Yeah, loud again.
So, Riley, what do you think of your fellow nominees?
Yeah, it's cool. There's some good stuff in there.
You're kind of flying the flag for the counterculture, right? You're up against bad boy Brandon and soppy Rochelle Robert. Think you can take him?
Hey, man, I've got a lot of time for Rochelle, particularly the Amy Herron songs. There's some good stuff there. I even wrote down some of the chords in my old notebook from last year.
Oh.
For real.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool key changes, little tricks and things. Emotionally, it's not my thing, but you can still learn a lot from those songs.
I can see the switchboards start to light up. Seems a lot of people might take exception with some of that.
Oh.
What do you think of Brandon?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's kind of a gel-spiked meat puppet making shit music.
So we know, yeah, like from that, this happened on the 13th. It was the day after he heard that interview. Yeah, finally. His radio apology. It apologized to all of today. The radio interviewer really got under my skin. Don't know what happened. Off air, she was all flirty and was edging me on. Then she flipped in the mic and I was like a deer caught in the headlights. I froze up and spent the rest of the interview trying to chill out. I let my guard down instead of rain. It was beautiful, brutal. Out on film tour with T-Bone, he dragged me out of bed and took me down to Carnegie's Deli. Bought a cheesecake based in New York, apparently, to bring to Orla's. Totally forgot Neva's doing PR for Brandon now. So worried she's going to lose it on Orla or something. Feel like garbage. What am I even doing? Nothing is fun anymore. It's just grind. Set for Casey, 24th of March. So sometime in sunny, whenever Cowboy came out, that radio interview got under again. We know the radio interview well. But we could put the 12th of February. And then it was 1997. This is when the interview happened. Oh, okay. Got down instead of rambling. Have a look in that stuff. We've listed that.
I, Rochelle, read by the author. Chapter 10. Riley, Brandon, Oscar, et moi. The night of the Oscars, Brandon picked me up at 7 in a gold-plated limousine. Brandon looked wrecked from partying the night before. He immediately slumped down in the back seat. 3 months later, he would check himself into rehab for Quaalude addiction after wrecking a Home Depot. I didn't know what to do, so I sat very carefully, my clutch on my knees, watching for vomit. There was terrible traffic coming up Jefferson Boulevard. We were nearly at the venue when I heard the most almighty crash and felt the car rock forward. Someone had crashed into the back of us. Brandon didn't stir one bit and looked like he might not be breathing.
Oh,
I was
no.
incredibly flustered, so I threw open the door and charged out in my stilettos and billowing satin dress to shout at the driver. He was a tall, dark-haired boy in jeans and t-shirt who seemed curiously familiar. I pointed at him. "What are you doing? You crashed right into us!" He threw his hands up defensively. "You stopped out of nowhere." He turned back to his beat-up old car. "Oh, man, my Ford. You're paying for this." "You should be so lucky," I yelled. The venue was only 100 yards away, and I could sense a crowd gathering. I gathered up my skirts, pulled the sleeping Brandon from the car, and hoisted him all the way to the security barriers. I turned around to see the young man getting in his car and driving away. As soon as I got into the venue, I was overtaken by the moment. Everyone around me was asking, "Rochelle, how do you feel? Rochelle, do you think you'll win? Have you got your speech ready?" Truth be told, the evening was a blur. My performance with Brandon of What It Takes was pretty shoddy, but we got through. I was just beginning to relax when who should I see taking to the stage but that horrible young man. He was my fellow nominee, Riley Stone. I was overcome with disgust at his loutish and ungentlemanly behavior. Of course, it was wonderful to win. Afterwards, Brandon and I retreated to the backstage area, where he pulled me roughly into his arms and tried to kiss me.
Oh no.
I resisted, but he continued.
Oh
Suddenly,
no.
I heard a voice. Hey man, she doesn't want it. Brandon turned around to see Riley. Hey, slurred Brandon. You're the guy who called me a meat puppet, aren't you? He lunged at Riley, splitting his lip wide open and sending him to the floor.
Oh no.
I screamed, and Brandon, with panic in his eyes, quickly ducked out. I leaned down to Riley. Are you okay? He looked up, and his eyes twinkled with mischief. I'll get there. I think we've met. My name's Riley. I know. You drive a Ford. Yeah, I used to have a Lexus. What happened? I had it crushed. I helped him to his feet. Are you going to be okay? Sure, he said. Then he paused. But if you want to check up on me, I'm getting out of here, but I'm playing a show at midnight for my manager's niece up on First, if you want to come. I said I'd think about it. And I did. For about 2 seconds. The rest you know all about by now.
Oh my. Scandalous. What a thing. So this is when the Oscars happened, right? So this was on March 24th. And, nothing. She said she saw me on TV and was so proud of me. I told her that she was my greatest inspiration and that I meant it when I mentioned her in my acceptance speech. Just started bawling her eyes out and I felt rude, but I had to end the conversation. Said I'll call her back later. Oscars on the mantelpiece. What an unforgettable night. And that boy at Casey's party did an acoustic version of my song and was staring at me the whole time. I was blushing and got all hot, and honestly I totally melted. So unlikely I would never have considered himself as my type, but I'm really into him. Been talking on the phone a lot and hanging out. I sneakily paid his parking ticket today. I sent it off his fridge. Won't tell him it was $230. Don't want to be a botherer. He can be a little skittered, but when I've got his attention, he's just amazing. Had a with Sabrina and she's off scrumping with the Duke of Salisbury in his private orchard. Couldn't really understand most of what she was talking about. Too British. Neither is on board. Brandon hasn't paid his bills, so she's left his project to work with me. She's been cool. I'm sure she'll like Riley too. Oh no! Seems like they'll get along like gangbusters. No, you don't know. So this seems like it happened after the Oscars though. But the Oscars was hen. Might be the day after. But the fact that Lion She says they've been talking on the phone a lot is concerning. Radio apology as well. So let's have a listen to more stuff as well. 24th of March. Oh, this is when Sit for Casey, 24th of March. So we know that that happened at Casey's party. I'm really into it. Paid his parking ticket today, so we need to find out when that was. Well, parking ticket. 24th. Parking outside of Oscar's building. Fine due $100. Fine doubles after 7 days. So 7 days after the 24th of March would be the 31st of April. So that'll be 200. And then the 3rd of April, the day that I'm recording this. How interesting. So 3rd of April 1990. Put that one in. Third of April. Paid his parking. Yeah, sneakily paid his parking ticket. We got it right. This game is definitely getting harder though, which is always good. I like when things get harder. Don't take that out of context. Dynamine. So we can see when Monday. So there's different things on different days. So we need to find out what they got. Date with Riley. At a Swiss Richard diner, he said he knew the owners. Chatted with Madeline, who was really nice. I loved the vibe. I had the Sadie, which was messy as all hell. Not a good selection for a date. In my opinion, the disco fries are just a shameful poutine. Oh, so this is named after all of the disco fries band members. And the band itself should have had the huevos rancheros, but the vanilla shake, lots of mauve, love, yummy. Talked a lot about our exes for some reason. He really did not want to talk about the real Sadie. He got all defensive. She was bad news. And it appears my new publicist is also his ex. That was a little awkward and weird, but he seemed to think it was funny as hell. Not a big deal, I guess. Riley's off on tour soon, instead of June. So this is still in May. So let's put this one in May for now. He didn't know I was also a writer. Classic thought I was just a pretty face who could sing, and invited me into a session he has upcoming with some crooner type. Should be fun. So had this Sadie. Have a look. Is that dinner? Blue cheese, lots of ketchup, disco fries on a request. The Robin and the Riley. Right, yeah. I should have looked at this before. Survivor Burgers, a family-friendly diner run by Madeline and Kit Savage. Kirk grew up working in his father's diner in Detroit with the help of some friends who get their own special burgers set up for Los Angeles, bring classic Midwestern staples to the City of Angels. What do you reckon? Malt? We know that. Do you say what other flavors? Doesn't matter anyway. I'm just wondering. Havers Rancheros was on Monday. Here we go. So we know it was on a Monday, but prior to May in 1997. Okay. So let's have a look at a Monday prior to May. All the way back here. Oh, that's 2017. Want to go way back? 1997. May prior Monday. 26th, maybe? Monday 26th? Try that. Yeah, so this will be also the same date. Took Rochelle to Savage Burgers. I got the Robin. Wonder how the real Robin is doing. Kurt was super pleased to see us. Glad the diner is doing well. Rochelle was so sweet. We were chatting with Maddie. Apparently she's a huge fan. And Rochelle was so gracious. Rochelle, she's way too beautiful for me. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but her smell really does light up a room. Her story is completely amazing. I'm always so caught up in my own bubble, talking about myself, shooting in the juices of my own boring life. But it was nice listening to someone else's story. I can't believe that she came up in the pageantry scene. I went out with that guy husband. Apparently he's a millionaire now. There's some kind of rubber that's in every tennis shoe in North America. And her mother sounds sweet yet terrifying. Things with Rochelle are totally swell. I sound like I'm in happy days. But I'm looking forward to the short tour I'm doing at the start of next month. Just a few days. When I get back in the studio working on Billy's stuff, invited Riley into the sessions to check it out. Not sure why, when I'm in the studio, that's where I'm on my element, where I'm most comfortable. Worth mentioning that Rochelle's told me that she's hired a new publicist. Get who? My ex. I laughed it off like it wasn't a big deal, but I was secretly dying inside. Oh no. Don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard at all, Riley. Okay. Then we want radio apology. I had to apologize that radio. I don't know for the team, but based in New York to bring in. This is in New York. Have a look at that. New York. No, this one. 23rd. The 23rd of.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. obviously we're incredibly excited for the Best Song nomination. In addition, both Brandon and Rochelle have upcoming tours.
There we go. Yeah, okay, perfect. Alrighty, that wasn't too hard. Figure out. Recording with Rochelle. I had Rochelle in the studio today and she totally blew me away. That girl can sing. I don't know what I was expecting. I've heard her music and know her voice that she told me she wrote to, and now I feel like an idiot for underestimating her. You are an idiot, mate. You are. She suggested the chorus lyrics for Silver Lining. Want to see you in a new light. Great idea. Rochelle just swooped into the session, was even more at ease than me. She was in her element in the studio writing. The arrangement was all hers. I never think for all those big bells in the chorus. And Billy was really loving it. Now I have some ideas I'd like to work on her. Just the two of us. Got to make that happen. Orla is around tomorrow, 14th, so I'll introduce him. So this is on the 13th. In other news, to quote Rochelle, Orla told me that the good old meat puppet booked himself into rehab. Hope he gets better soon. Not. I hope he does get better. That's a mean thing to say. Now, we know that this happened in June, right? Because in this one, he said that it was only a few days at the start of the new year. Just a few days. When I get back, I'm in the studio working on Brian Billy stuff. Invited Riley into the Rochelle, I'm sorry. In 1997. We are smashing through it now. So now we've actually met the two of them together, which is good. Whoa. Silver Linings. No interview or anything like that. We're just getting straight into it. That's exciting. The fun fair. Rochelle surprised me by eating us into a hot dog eating competition at Coney Island. I'm becoming a total cornball. It was so fun. I haven't laughed that much in well ever, maybe. Totally kicked my butt and ate 6 dogs while I barely got through 4. These are rookie numbers, man. Rookie numbers. Then we rode the cyclone and I nearly yacked all over the place. She thought that was hilarious. Best part of my day was watching the sunset from the Ferris wheel. It was a bit chilly, strange for this time of year, and she snuggled into me so tight. Could have stayed on that Ferris wheel with her forever. Later, she gave me a necklace with a Gemini pendant to mark the day. Take her for a stargazer. Turns out she is really into astrology. It was so sweet that I'll probably never take this thing off. We mostly got away incognito, but a few people stopped us and asked us for a photograph. Saw a solo photographer waiting at the gates, and no, it's so bad. Hopefully the press has gotten over us. Oh, so they have had press issues before. Let's have a look at this. Hot Dog Festival. Sunday the 15th. Sunday the 15th, eh? That could be many. We know it was in a summer month as well, or a spring month. Which means that I now have to figure out when spring and summer is in America again. I always forget. Summer, okay. June through August, okay, that makes more sense. So let's find out. Is it a Saturday or a Sunday? 14th, right? Sunday, 15th. And let's try 1996. There we go. And June through August. Sunday the 15th. Well, there was a Sunday the 15th in June. So let's try that. Yeah, look at that. There we go. A new show. Long day on the set today. Fun but super tiring. The TV is one thing I'd rather be on tour. Everyone on set was so distracted and tense about the competition. They're all obsessed with being called a knockoff. But I agree with the director. Have an original idea or don't bother. Try to have fun with it, but in the end, there's no room for creativity in TV. Not my thing. Christmas record is going well, though it is weird thinking about winter when it's so hot outside. I finished with the songs. My man is going to love it. I think I'd like Riley to play some guitar on Merry Christmas. We talked about a Steely Dan, Steve Cropper thing. No, Steely Dan is the first name I've been able to recognize so far. Well, that the artist Riley mentioned. Can't think you tell you how it feels working and writing with Riley. In the moment, we tunnel in and work so well together. We're entranced, but after, when I listen back, it makes me so emotional. My heart feels like it's going to burst at the idea that we can do this thing we both love together. I don't know, maybe I'm being sentimental. I've never felt this way. Never felt like I've had a real partner before. He just gets me. Another news crazy exercise class today. Instructor who looked like JLC played. Wrote a string. Weird. Weird indeed. You'll see.
Hi, Neve. This is Sarah Spheris. I wanted to follow up on our conversation last week when you mentioned Riley and Rochelle were going into the studio together. If possible, could we move forward with the Fly on the Wall documentary? I'd look to shoot black and white, truth or dare style, get something really involved. I think it's a fascinating opportunity for everyone. Riley can show how good he is, Rochelle can show she's a real musician, and we all get to watch a couple at the peak of their powers. I know you said you're concerned about overexposure in the tabloids, so hopefully this can bring some realness. As Rochelle's PR, I'm sure you can see the benefits. Anyway, let me know. I'm in town until Tuesday, then back in LA from the 17th. So drop me a line at 202-0321-3465. It's my cell phone. Best.
Let's have a listen to those dates again.
You can see the benefits. Anyway, let me know. I'm in town until Tuesday, then back in LA from the 17th. So drop me a line at 202-03... Let me know. I'm in town until Tuesday, then back in LA from the 17th. So drop...
Until Tuesday. So I'm guessing that Monday would be a... let's get back to 97. Be the 16th. Down till Tuesday. Back home. Is that what she said?
Day, then back in LA from... No. I'm in town until Tuesday, then back in LA from the 17th.
Right, so
drop me
Tuesday
line
will be
at
a 60.
202-0321-3465. It's my cell phone. Best.
Day the 60. That would be September 1997. Down a bit. October. Writing blah 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 blah. I'll read that in a minute. So TV is one thing. Christmas record. Right, so this must be when last day in the set. Last day in the set. Maybe we should have a look at this. Oh, the sorcerer.
In every generation, there is a boy or girl who must fight to overcome evil with their magic. They become the sorcerer.
But when were they filming? That's the question. Oh god, this sounds like exactly the kind of show I'd listen. I'd watch as a cut.
First zombie rednecks, now double math.
Well, Leaf, just remember in both cases, the trick is to eliminate all remainders.
Thanks, sis. I'll try not to stab my teacher.
Don't worry, monsters aren't good at math. Unless you count Dracula.
Nice angle, sis.
Boo.
Cute and obtuse. Oh, hey, have you ever met my Canadian pen pal, Renee? She's just visiting.
Oh, hey, what's your special talent? Everyone around here has them. Dancing, knitting, pyromancy.
Actually, I like to sing.
Cut! Jesus Christ, what was that? Erica, get me the script supervisor. We've got some continuity errors. Jessica, what the hell was going on? Where are half your lines? I said zippy, not skippy. Ugh, it's not your fault, Jessica. I'm sorry, I'm stressed. Buffy's eating us alive. Season 2 premiere was yesterday, and they're saying it pulled over 3 mil. God knows who thought this was a good idea. All right, let's reset. Rochelle, back in place. Someone give her bigger hair.
In every generation, there is a boy or
So Buffy season 2 premiere was yesterday, so let's find out when that was. September 15th, 1997, so this was September 16th. 1997. Wait, should I already put down this? For some reason. Yeah, perfect, alrighty. Figured out a lot. I'm beyond disgusted at what I read in the tabloids today. It was enraging and frustrating, and how could they say things like that? Total lies. Told Rochelle not to tell anyone what really happened. I will take that to my grave. But just sitting on my hands while the media has a field day with my reputation, I was so angry. But returned Rochelle and she calmed me down a bit. She had to run off to do rehearsals for the Broadway show she's doing in October. This must be September. And the evening was up down at the Hummingbird studio to check on her holiday album. I didn't see her all day. I had the studio myself to started sitting up for the River of Roses recording session. Lots of writing to do. Rochelle stuff is so great. This record is going to be something totally different, and you can't get distracted by the stuff that doesn't matter. Move to tunnel into that and not less focused. Alrighty. So let's have a look at our evidence. Daily Grapevine. What is Rochelle hiding? There we go. Avid fans of Rochelle Robert saw her leaving her boyfriend Riley Stone's apartment in Brooklyn, sporting what appears to be a black eye. Many have expressed worry for Rochelle, and the relationship has taken a more sinister turn. But the Grapevine adore Rochelle, but also think that her music and TV success must put a strain on the unlikely couple. A month-long musical theatre run also starts tomorrow. Rochelle is completely perfect, successful, talented. You can see that it will make Riley jealous. Stacey from Queens. Stone himself is no stranger to controversy, having a love-hate relationship with the media at large, and was recently booed at an indie festival. Did this have all gone too far? Rochelle, if you read us, please let us know that we are all rooting for you and only want you safe. And Brandon's arms. Seriously, what happened there? Brandon's a dickhole. Don't put that on stuff like that. Oh, this is finally when we can see this poster that's been in our backyard. 16th to 17th, Indie Music Festival, Riley Stone Megusto. So we know that he was booed, right? On the Sunday. So the 17th of August was Sunday. And in the Daily Grapevine here it says... it was recently booed at an indie festival. With record internal use only. Remember to all staff members decided to RR, a wondrous time. That's a bit, you can see that Rochelle's record is getting out of control. We always thought she put out a single for the holidays, so the fact that this is expanded into a record of only Christmas songs has seriously disrupted the album cycle. I like to see the following milestones actions. September, songs completed. October, recording sessions booked, get in session musicians. November, rap recording, start press push. December, pull press push, fruit and flowers for radio pluggers. Oh, let's make this happen. We can all agree that this is a ridiculous situation, but Rochelle is a hit maker, We also all remember what happened to Eleanor's office, stealthing while laying to her. Right, okay, so this is probably in September. Well, let's have a look at the black eye. Riley and I were on the phone for like 2 hours about that grapevine article that came out yesterday. He's so hurt and angry and couldn't get over it. He's not used to his personal life getting dragged through the mud every day. He's got to get a thicker soon, because right now it seems like almost anything was off. Begged him not to tell anyone how I got the back up from tripping up over Orla's massive dog. It can be so clean, clumsy, and I was extremely embarrassed and he respected that. But I do worry about him sometimes, Riley, not the dog. When we talk about Orla's dog, Rupert is like 8 feet long. Can't believe the world's largest woman now has the world's biggest dog. Neve and I were in the hysteric afterwards, but my eyes puffed up and down massive Bearz. It's looked pretty bad, I gotta admit. Not worried, makeup is going to sort me out for the show tonight. First of the month, new show, new start. Meanwhile, the Christmas album is away. We'll swing by the studio tonight to check out the session musicians that are starting today. Session musicians starting today. So, session musicians were meant to start in October, was that right? I'm in bed, tell me. Tell me. Yeah, and session music. Yeah, October. So this is the first of 2019. Yeah, perfect. And this will be the 30th of September. Yeah, perfect. Because she said yesterday in her black car thing. Good chant with Dave today at Savant. He thinks my celebrity relationship with Rochelle is a great angle for the marketing team. He said the press will eat it up with a spoon. The silver lining to all this nonsense is that he's given us the green light to make River of Roses. All is thrilled, and when Rochelle's done with Wondrous Time, we're going to jump right into it. Played the demo of River of Roses to Dave. Told him I wanted it to be a duet, and he loved it so much he said, well, that's the name of the record then. River of Roses, it's got a ring to it. I'm looking forward to the sessions and working with Rochelle on this. Honestly, it was a good distraction from what went down at that music festival a week ago. Completely booed off stage for who knows why. But hey, if it worked for Dylan. Rochelle asked me to patch up things with Neve. I thought we were killed, but Rochelle just kept saying that things are unfinished to her. She was right, Neve and I hugged it out and we're good now. We're all headed to Orla's for supper. Apparently she's got a new big dog, Rupert, that is completely mad. So this happened prior to the black eye. So sometime, or whenever the thingamajig is, the festival. 17th of August, so a week ago. So a week from the 17th is the 24th. So let's pick that one. Let's say it's exactly 7. Perfect, alrighty. Then Christmas. Winter in New York is beautiful. The snow is coming down, the streets are quiet and no photographers or anyone else around. Riley and I went for a walk in Central Park and it was just the most peaceful, romantic moment ever. He's been playing me some stuff he wants on the record. Listen to Bjork and Portishead. Riley and I are totally in the same place musically right now. Except my song Ghost gave him goosebumps. That track is totally different and honestly I don't care what anyone thinks. Christmas record is about to come out too. Making that album was a ton of work. I felt like I had to drag the label along with me to get it finished, but it's been worth it. Wondrous Time is a great single. I hope my mom will like it. Neve says she needs to catch up with Sarah as we just missed her in New York. She left today. Left today. Sarah. Hopefully that gets sorted. I'm in a real moment. I don't know why, but I have this strange feeling that 1998 is going to be transformative for Riley and me. Things are going to change for us, and honestly, I can't wait for it. I believe so too. Now this was not Christmas. It was prior. It was when Sarah left. Let's listen to when Sarah left again.
Hi, Neve.
This
is Sarah Spheris. I want to follow up on our conversation last 17th. so drop me a line at 2:00. I'm in town until Tuesday, then back in LA from the 17th.
The 16th? Maybe. Yeah. Heck yeah. Banger. River of Roses. But before we get into River of Roses, I'm gonna end it there, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Riley and Rochelle.